Hello all. Today we will discuss the August 2nd's secure synopsis. Okay, General Studies 1. Topic is energy resources. Discuss the importance and future potential of pumped storage projects in India's renewable energy landscape. Okay, why this question? The Union Budget for 2024 to 2025 promised that a policy for promoting pumped storage projects will be brought out for electricity storage and facilitating smooth integration of the growing share of renewable energy with its variable and intermittent nature. Key demand of this question is to discuss the importance of pumped storage projects in India's renewable energy landscape and analyze their future potential. Structure of the answer should be in IBC format. Introduction. Briefly introduce India's commitment to expanding renewable energy capacity as part of its climate goals. Mention the need for reliable and flexible energy storage solutions to integrate renewable energy into the grid. Body. Firstly, mention the importance of pumped storage projects, PSPs, balancing grid stability, energy storage solution, facilitate the integration of intermittent renewable energy sources can be used to manage peak load demands effectively. In second part, briefly mention the current status and examples of PSPs in India, and then provide the future potential of PSP in India, increasing renewable energy targets, technological advancements, integration with smart grids, etc. Conclusion. Conclude by emphasizing the need for continued investment, policy support, and technological innovation to fully realize the benefits of PSPs. Okay, introduction. Pumped storage projects, PSPs, store energy by moving water between two reservoirs at different elevations. Pumped storage projects store energy by moving water between two reservoirs at different elevations. Water to the excess energy pumps water to the higher reservoir during low demand. During high demand, water is released to the lower reservoir through turbines, generating electricity. The Union Budget for 2024 to 25 announced a new policy to promote PSPs for electricity storage and to facilitate the integration of renewable energy, addressing its variable and intermittent nature. Importance of pumped storage projects in India. Importance of pumped storage projects in India. First one is grid stability and reliability. PSPs provide a reliable solution to balance supply and demand, crucial for grid stability. They offer quick start and stop capabilities, making them ideal for managing sudden fluctuations in electricity demand. Example, the Sri Shailam Dam in Andhra Pradesh. Second one is renewable energy integration. As India expands its solar and wind capacity, PSPs can mitigate the intermittent nature of these sources by storing excess energy during peak generation periods. Example, Terry Dam in Uttarakhand with a 1000 MW capacity includes a pumped storage plant that helps in integrating renewable energy. Third one is energy storage. PSPs are one of the most efficient and mature forms of large-scale energy storage. They have higher energy storage capacities compared to other storage technologies like batteries, making them suitable for long duration energy storage needs. Example, PSPs have an energy storage efficiency of around 70 to 85% compared to 60 to 80% for battery storage system. Fourth one is economic benefits. PSPs contribute to economic growth by creating jobs during construction and operation. They help reduce the cost of electricity by 10 to 15% through optimized energy usage and reducing the need for expensive peak power plants. Example, Silla Halla pumped storage project in Tamil Nadu. Fifth one is environmental impact. They do not produce greenhouse gases, GHGs, during operation and can contribute to reducing the carbon footprint of the energy sector. What is the future potential of pumped storage projects in India? Future potential of pumped storage projects in India. First one is government initiatives. The Indian government is actively promoting PSPs through policies and incentives, recognizing their importance in achieving renewable energy targets. Example, initiatives like the National Energy Electricity Plan and the Green Energy Corridor. Initiatives like the National Electricity Plan and the green energy corridor. Second one is technological advancements. Advances in technology are making PSPs more efficient and cost effective. Innovations in materials, construction techniques, and turbine designs can further enhance the performance and reduce the environmental impact of PSPs. Third one is increasing renewable energy targets. India's renewable energy target of 450 GW by 2030 underscores the need for efficient energy storage solutions like PSPs. With the anticipated increase in renewable energy generation, the demand for PSPs is expected to rise significantly. Fourth one is strategic locations. India has numerous potential sites for PSP development, particularly in hilly and mountainous regions. Identifying and developing these sites can enhance regional energy security and support local economies. Fifth one is international collaboration. Collaboration with countries that have extensive experience in PSP technology can provide valuable insights and technical expertise. Conclusion. The future of India's energy sector will be significantly shaped by the successful deployment and expansion of pumped storage projects, aligning with global efforts to combat climate change and promote sustainable development. Okay, next topic we will discuss about the Indian geography. Question 2, examine the causes and effects of cloud bursts. This is very, very important, and discuss strategies to prevent and mitigate their destructive impacts. Okay, why this question? At least 4 people died and around 49 were missing following multiple cloudburst incidents in Himachal Pradesh, Shimla, Mandi, and Kullu districts during the past 24 hours, following torrential overnight rains that have left the state rivers in a state. Key demand of this question is to discuss the reasons behind cloudbursts, analyze their impacts, and suggest preventive measures to mitigate their adverse effects. Structure of this answer should be in IBC format. In introduction, briefly define cloudbursts and explain their occurrence as a sudden intense rainfall over a small area. In body, first explain some points related to the reasons behind and impacts of cloudburst. Second, next write some measures to prevent and reduce the devastating impacts of cloudbursts. And third, at last, briefly mention way forward. Conclusion. Emphasize the importance of a multifaceted approach to prevent and mitigate the adverse effects of cloudbursts. Introduction. Cloudbursts are extreme weather events characterized by the sudden, intense rainfall over a small geographical area within a short time frame, often resulting in flash floods and widespread destruction. In India, the Himalayan region frequently experiences cloudbursts, causing significant damage to life, property, and infrastructure. Okay, causes of cloudbursts. First one is orographic lifting. In mountainous regions, moist air rises rapidly over the terrain, leading to condensation and heavy rainfall. The steep slopes of mountains like the Himalayas exacerbate this process. Example, Uttarakhand cloudburst in 2013. Second one is atmospheric instability. Instability in the atmosphere, where warm air is trapped beneath cooler air, can lead to rapid convection and heavy rainfall. This instability is often fueled by the intense heating of the Earth's surface. Example, the Leh cloudburst in 2010. Okay. Third one is monsoon winds. The Indian monsoon brings large amounts of moisture-laden winds to the region. When these winds encounter the mountainous terrain, they rise and condense rapidly, leading to cloudbursts. Example, 2024 cloudburst in Himachal Pradesh. Fourth one is climate change. Global warming increases the amount of water vapor in the atmosphere, intensifying precipitation events. Rising temperatures also contribute to more extreme weather patterns, including cloudbursts. Example, increased frequency and intensity of cloudbursts in Jammu and Kashmir. Fifth one is local convection. Localized convection caused by uneven heating of the Earth's surface can result in intense concentrated rainfall. This is particularly common in regions with diverse topography. Example, cloudbursts in Western Ghats during the pre-monsoon season. Okay, then we will discuss the effects of cloudburst. What are the effects of cloudburst? Flash floods, landslides, loss of life, destruction of property, disruption of services. So first one is flash floods. The sudden influx of water leads to flash floods, causing immediate and severe damage of infrastructure and agriculture. Flash floods can can wash away roads, bridges, and buildings, leading to significant economic losses. Example, latest cloudburst in Himachal Pradesh. Second one is landslides. Intense rainfall saturates the soil, triggering landslides that can bury villages and disrupt transportation networks. Landslides also pose a significant threat to human life and property. Example, the 2021 Chamoli disaster in Uttarakhand. Third one is loss of life. Cloudbursts and their associated flash floods and landslides often result in a high death toll. The suddenness of these events leaves little time for evacuation, increasing the risk to human lives. Example, cloudburst in Leh in 2010, which resulted in over 200 fatalities. Fourth one is destruction of property. Homes, businesses, and infrastructure are often destroyed or severely damaged. The economic impact of such destruction can be long lasting, affecting livelihoods and regional development. Example, Kerala floods in 2018. Fifth one is disruption of services. Essential services such as electricity, water supply, and communication networks are often disrupted. This hampers rescue and relief operations and affects the overall functioning of affected areas. Next, we will discuss the strategies to prevent and mitigate the impacts. First one is early warning systems. Implement advanced meteorological monitoring and early warning systems to predict cloudbursts. Real-time data and forecasting can provide timely alerts to communities, enabling prompt evacuation and preparation. Example, Indian Meteorological Department, IMD, has implemented Doppler radar systems in vulnerable regions. Second one is community awareness and preparedness. Educate communities about the risks of cloudbursts and appropriate response measures. Conduct regular disaster preparedness drills and establish clear communication channels for emergency situations. Third one is infrastructure development. Construct robust infrastructure that can withstand heavy rainfall and flash floods. Ensure that buildings, roads, and bridges in vulnerable areas are designed to be resilient to extreme weather events. Fourth one is afforestation and soil conservation. Promote afforestation and reforestation in mountainous regions to stabilize soil and reduce the risk of landslides. Implement soil conservation techniques to enhance water absorption and prevent rapid runoff. Fifth one is watershed management. Develop comprehensive watershed management plans to regulate water flow and reduce the impact of rainfall, heavy rainfall. Construct check dams and retention basins and other structures to control and manage water flow. Sixth one is urban planning. Incorporate climate resilient planning in urban and rural development to minimize the impact of cloudbursts. Avoid construction in high risk areas and enforce strict building codes to enhance safety. Seventh one is emergency response and relief measures. Strengthen disaster response teams and equip them with the necessary tools and resources. Establish efficient relief and rehabilitation mechanisms to support affected communities in the aftermath of cloudbursts. Conclusion. As climate change continues to influence weather patterns, it is imperative for India to adopt a multifaceted approach to safeguard lives, property, and the environment from the threat of cloudbursts. General Studies 2. Topic is welfare schemes for vulnerable sections. Question 3. To achieve more inclusive affirmative action, it is necessary to further subcategorize the reserved classes in India. Discuss in the context of recent Supreme Court judgment. 150 words. Okay. Why this question? In a 6-1 majority ruling, the Supreme Court on August 1 held that subclassification within the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes categories is permissible to extend the benefit of affirmative action. Key demand of this question is to discuss the necessity and the implications of further subcategorizing reserved classes in India in the light of recent Supreme Court judgment. Directive, discuss, provide a detailed examination of the necessity and impact of further subcategorizing reserved classes in India, focusing on both benefits and challenges. Structure of the answer should be in IBC format. Okay, introduction. Mention the recent Supreme Court judgment allowing subcategorization within SCs and STs. Briefly explain the concept of affirmative action and its purpose in India. Body. First part, need for subcategorization. Address disparities within SCs and STs that may lead to unequal benefits from affirmative action. Then discuss the goal of more targeted support to marginalized subgroups. Then how subcategorization can lead to a more equitable distribution of benefits. In second part, challenges and considerations, issues related to identification and classification of subgroups, then possible resistance and socio-political consequences. Then in conclusion, emphasize the importance of careful implementation to achieve true inclusivity. In introduction, the Supreme Court of India recently delivered a landmark verdict allowing states the authority to sub-classify reserved category groups such as scheduled castes and scheduled tribes for the purpose of reservations. Okay, in body, recent Supreme Court judgment. Okay, first one is overruling previous judgment. The Supreme Court's decisions reverses the E.V. Chinnaya ruling, which had previously held that Supreme Court SC and STs were a homogeneous group and thus could not be subdivided for reservation purposes by the state and unconstitutional under Article 341 of the Indian Constitution. Okay. Second one is acknowledging subcaste disparities. The court acknowledged that systemic discrimination prevents some members of SCs and STs from advancing, and therefore subclassification under Article 14 of the Constitution can help address these disparities. Third one is impact on state laws. The ruling upholds various state laws that had previously been struck down, such as those in Punjab and Tamil Nadu, allowing states to create subcategories within SCs and ST groups. Way forward, states will now have the authority to implement subclassification policies, which could lead to more nuanced and effective reservation strategies. Arguments for subclassification. First one is inclusive affirmative action. Subclassification enables both central and state governments to tailor policies to address specific needs of the most disadvantaged groups within SC or ST communities. Second one is alignment with social justice. It supports the constitutional aim of social justice by targeting benefits to those who need them most. Third one is constitutional provisions. Article 15(4) and 16(4). Article 15 and 16 of the Constitution allow for reservations and special arrangements for backward classes. Article 342A permits states to maintain list of socially and economically backward classes, facilitating subclassification. Arguments against subclassification. First one is homogeneity of SCs and STs. Critics argue that subclassification may undermine the uniform status of SCs and STs as recognized in the presidential list. Second one is potential for inequality. There are concerns that subclassification could deepen divisions and exacerbate inequalities within the SC community. Recommendations. First one is census data. Utilize the upcoming census for comprehensive data on SCs and STs, including subgroup specifics. Second one is clear criteria. Define objective criteria for subclassification, focusing on socioeconomic indicators rather than caste or tribal affiliations. Third one is long-term focus. Recognize subclassification as a temporary measure while working towards broader socioeconomic development and empowerment of SCs and STs, aiming to gradually reduce reliance on reservations. Conclusion. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar characterized Indian society as a hierarchical system where castes are arranged in a hierarchy of reverence and contempt. In such a structure, no two castes are equal, and the caste at the lower end face severe marginalization and lack the benefits of reservation policies intended to enhance their representation in society and government. This recent judgment aims to extend the advantages of reservations to these most disadvantaged groups, contributing towards a more equitable society. Okay, next topic is appointment to various constitutional process. Fourth question is the Election Commission of India plays a crucial role in maintaining the integrity and transparency of the electoral process in the country. Critically analyze. Last year, while hearing Article 370 case, the Supreme Court had directed the ECI to hold assembly elections in Jammu and Kashmir by September 30, 2024. Key demand of this question is to critically analyze the role of Election Commission of India in maintaining electoral integrity and transparency. Directive, critically analyze, assess both the strengths and limitations of the Election Commission of India in maintaining integrity and transparency of the electoral process and suggest reforms. Structure of the answer. Introduction. Define the role of Election Commission of India. State the importance of integrity and transparency in elections. Body. First part. Role of ECI in maintaining integrity and transparency. Conducting free and fair elections, ensuring adherence to election laws and guidelines, monitoring and addressing election-related violations, etc. Second part, challenges faced by ECI, electoral malpractices and violations, political interference and pressure, resource constraints and logistical issues, delays in electoral processes and legal challenges. Third part is suggest measures to enhance independence and effectiveness. In conclusion, emphasize the need for continuous reforms and support to enhance effectiveness of the ECI in upholding democratic principles. In introduction, the Election Commission of India is a constitutional authority responsible for overseeing elections and ensuring the integrity and transparency of the electoral process in India. Its role is vital in upholding democratic principles and ensuring fair elections. Body, constitutional framework. Article 324. Article 324 grants the ECI the power to supervise, direct, and control the entire process of elections to the parliament, state legislatures, and the office of president and vice president. Article 325 ensures that no person is disqualified from voting on grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or any of these. Third one is Article 326 mandates that elections to the Lok Sabha and state legislatures be based on adult suffrage. Key functions of the ECI. First one is conduct of elections. Organizes and supervises elections for the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, state legislatures, and the office of the president and vice president. Second one is monitoring. Ensures adherence to the electoral laws and the model code of conduct. Third one is voter registration. Maintains and updates the electoral rolls to ensure that eligible citizens are registered and the lists are accurate and current. Fourth one is enforcement of election laws. Monitors and enforces compliance with election laws, including those related to campaign finance and the conduct of candidates. Fifth one is handling election disputes. Addresses complaints and disputes arising during elections and takes necessary actions to resolve them. Example, Sena versus Sena dispute. Then we will discuss the challenges and criticisms. First one is operational independence. Despite its constitutional status, there are concerns about the ECI's operational independence and its susceptibility to political influence. Example, ruling party appoints ECI. Second one is electoral malpractices. Electoral malpractices. Issues such as voter bribery, misuse of official machinery, and manipulation of electoral rolls have been observed. Third one is administrative bottlenecks. The process of conducting elections is complex and resource intensive, sometimes leading to administrative delays and inefficiencies. Fourth one is electoral violence. Such violence undermines the electoral process by intimidating voters, disrupting polling activities, and potentially skewing election results. Example, the Sandesh Khali constituency in West Bengal. Fifth point is criminalization of politics. The involvement of candidates with criminal backgrounds in the electoral process has raised concerns. Criminal elements often use their influence to manipulate elections, either through intimidation or illegal activities. Recent reforms and initiatives. First one is introduction of EVMs and VVPATs. Use of electronic voting machine, EVMs, and voter verifiable paper audit trials, VVPATs, voter verifiable paper audit trials, to enhance transparency and accuracy of the voting process. Second one is increased focus on voter education. Efforts to improve voter literacy and participation through awareness campaigns and education programs. Example, the SWEEP initiative, SWEEP, The sweep initiative aims to increase voter awareness and participation through various activities, including workshops, seminars, and interactive sessions. Third one is strengthening oversight mechanisms, enhanced monitoring and regulatory measures to curb electoral malpractices and ensure fair play. Conclusion: the ECI plays a pivotal role in maintaining the integrity and transparency of India's electoral process by ensuring free and fair elections, enforcing laws, and updating electoral laws. Continued reforms and vigilance are essential to uphold the democratic values enshrined in the Constitution and ensure that the electoral process remains transparent and credible. Okay. General Studies 3. Indian economy. Topic is Indian economy. Fifth question is, what is derivative market? Mention measures that SEBI proposed to curb speculative trading in the index derivative segment. Explain their significance. Okay, why this question? The question addresses SEBI's proposed regulatory steps to control the rising volumes of speculative trading in the futures and options market, particularly by individual investors, which is a current and key relevant issue in financial regulation. Key demand of this question is to define the derivative market and outline the measures proposed by SEBI and explain their importance in promoting investor protection and market stability. Structure of the answer should be in IBC format. Okay, introduction. Briefly introduce derivative market along with examples. In body, give a linking statement about SEBI proposals. Okay, first one is list the proposed SEBI measures. What are they? There are 7 measures. First one is increase the minimum contract size for index derivatives. Second one is upfront collection of option premiums. Third is intraday monitoring of position limits. Fourth is rationalization of weekly index products. Fifth is removal of calendar spread benefit on expiry day. Sixth is rationalization of options strikes. Seventh is increase in margin near contract expiry. Then in second, explain the significance. It enhances investor protection by reducing the risk of speculative losses. Second is promotes market stability by curbing excessive speculative trading. Third one is encourage more informed and cautious trading practices. Conclude with the way forward. Okay, introduction. The term derivative refers to a type of financial contract whose value is dependent on an underlying asset, group of assets, or benchmark. These contracts can be used to trade any number of assets and carry their own risks. Recently, SEBI has proposed measures to curb excessive trading in equity derivatives. Example, derivative instruments include futures contracts, forwards, options, and swaps. Body. SEBI has proposed the following measures. First one is minimum contract size. Increase the minimum contract size to 15 lakh rupees to 20 lakh rupees and possibly 20 lakh rupees to 30 lakh rupees after 6 months. Second one is upfront collection of option premiums. Brokers must collect premiums upfront from clients. Third one is intraday monitoring of position limits. Market infrastructure institutions, MIIs, to monitor position limits intraday. Fourth one is rationalization of weekly index products. Provide weekly options on a single benchmark index per exchange. Fifth one is removal of calendar spread benefit on expiry day. Eliminate margin benefits for positions expiring on the same day. Sixth one is rationalization of options strikes. Implement uniform strike intervals up to 4% coverage near the index price with a maximum of 50 strikes at contract launch. Seventh is increase in margin near contract expiry. Raise extreme loss margin ELM by 3% the day before expiry and 5% on expiry day. The significance of the proposed measures are: first one is by increasing the contract size, SEBI aims to limit speculative trading by making it more costly, thus encouraging more substantial informed trades. Second one is uniform strike intervals and limiting the number of strikes enhance market liquidity and transparency while reducing speculative manipulation. Third one is eliminating margin benefits on expiry day, curbs last minute speculative trading, and reduces market manipulation risks. Fourth one is limiting weekly options to a single index, reduces market fragmentation and speculation, leading to more stable trading. Fifth one is intraday monitoring of position limits. Limits helps detect excessive speculation and improves market stability. Conclusion: by addressing areas prone to excessive speculation and ensuring better risk management, these measures seek to create a more robust and less volatile derivative market. General studies for what are the ethical dilemmas? What are ethical dilemmas? Discuss the ethical dilemmas that public servants face in contemporary times in public space. 10 markers, 150 words. Key demand of this question is to define dilemma. Explain the ethical dilemma faced by public servants in the world. Structure of the answer, IBC format. Introduction, start with definition of dilemma. Body, briefly explain about dilemma and its causes. Then discuss how public servants face ethical dilemmas in office. Conclusion, conclude by highlighting its significance. Introduction, an ethical dilemma occurs when conflicting principles create challenges in decision making. An ethical dilemma occurs when conflicting principles create challenges in decision making. It arises when one must choose between competing ethical values and rules to determine the correct course of action. Administrators frequently encounter such dilemmas, which complicate their decision-making process and require careful consideration to resolve. Okay, these dilemmas can generally be categorized into three types: personal cost ethical dilemmas, right versus right ethical dilemmas, conjoint ethical dilemmas. First one is personal choice ethical dilemmas. These arise when adhering to ethical standards incurs a significant personal cost for the public servant, such as jeopardizing their position or damaging valued relationships. Second one is right versus right ethical dilemmas. These occur when there are conflicting ethical values, such as the obligation of public servants to be transparent and accountable to citizens versus the duty to maintain confidentiality. Third one is conjoint ethical dilemmas. These involve situations where a conscientious decision maker faces a combination of the aforementioned dilemmas, requiring them to navigate multiple conflicting ethical principles to determine the right course of action. Next is the ethical dilemmas faced by public officials in office are: first one is conflict of personal conviction and organizational duty. Public officials often face ethical dilemmas when their personal beliefs clash with the obligations imposed by their organization. Example, court judge rescues a citing conflict of interest. Second one is interpretation of policies and personal morality. When interpreting government policies, public officials may struggle between adhering strictly to official guidelines and applying their personal sense of right and wrong. Example, COVID time stringent rules. Third one is loyalty versus ethical integrity. Public officials may encounter conflicts between their loyalty to senior officials or political superiors and their own ethical convictions. Example, Karnataka Valmiki Corporation scam, where senior officials Nexus pressured office Nexus pressured office workers to indulge in corruption. Karnataka Valmiki Corporation scam, where senior officials Nexus pressured office workers to indulge in corruption. Okay, fourth one is confidentiality versus public interest. The obligation to keep sensitive information confidential can conflict with the public's right to be informed, especially if the information could expose government wrongdoing or inefficiency. Example, lapses in NEET exams in 2024. Fifth one is accountability versus duty to report misconduct. When faced with evidence of government mismanagement, inefficiency, or corruption, public officials must decide whether to report such issues which could. Example, Satyendra Dubey, director of NHAI, flagged financial irregularity in project. What is NHAI? National Highways Authority of India, an autonomous agency of Government of India set up in 1995. Okay. So in conclusion, civil servants are tasked with delivering justice to numerous individuals, making their impartiality and neutrality crucial for fulfilling their societal responsibilities. They frequently encounter dilemmas while performing their duties. Objective decision making must be aimed at achieving the greater public good. Objective decision making must be aimed at achieving the greater public good. Okay, thank you for listening me. We'll see you in next class. Thank you very much.